Here's what happened round 12 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Asia at Semarang. In race 1, it was a Fox hole shot, the first one of the year for Thomas Kjær-Olsen, just edging out Jorge Prado. By the end of the first lap, though, Olsen was coming under threat from both Prado and Tom Vial. Prado easily found a way through before lap 2 was done, and the following lap, Vial followed his teammate through into second place with that pass on the number 19, Olsen. Brian Moreau was sitting in 7th position, but the Bud Racing Kawasaki rider came to a bit of a halt. Meanwhile, the factory Honda of Kevin Verlanderen nudged aside Matthijs Borromée to get himself into 5th, but Jorgo Kiets wasn't so lucky. He fell, would eventually come home in 10th place. But it was win number 19 for Prado in race 1 from Vial and Olsen. MXGP race 1. Tim Geiser over on the far right-hand side guided his HRC machine to his 6th Fox hole shot of the year, closely followed by 2 factory Yamahas and 2 factory Husqvarnas. By the time the lap started to get into a little bit more progression, Geiser was coming under threat from the number 41 of Jonas. Seewer and Fevre were right there as well. Towards the end of the lap, Roman Fevre found his way past Jeremy Seewer to move into 3rd place, but the start of the next lap, Seewer was back through into 3rd. And then 2 laps later, Fevre had this moment, crashed out of 4th and out of the race. A damaged handlebar on the right-hand side prevented him from rejoining. Porsche Jonas was in 2nd until this moment. The Husqvarna rider went off track. Seewer was in 2nd at that point. He also fell, handing the advantage to Arno Tonis. Tonis would come home in 2nd, Seewer 3rd, Koldenhoff 4th, Jasikonis 5th, but it was win number 14 for Geiser. MX2 race 2, and it was an explosive start as well. Watch Olsen in the middle of your shot. He got hit from behind. He went down, and Bas Varsen also joined him. Fortunately, both riders eventually picked themselves up and walked away unharmed. The first hole shot went to Henry Jacobi for the first time this year, but it wasn't long before Prado was knocking on the Kawasaki rider's door. Both he and Vial had gone through before the end of the lap. Jacobi continued to dice with Vial for a number of laps, was hanging on to 2nd, but eventually Vial did go through on the number 28 KTM as he propped up Jacobi, who was on his way down after losing the front end. Number 10, Kevin Verlanderen also found his way through into 3rd with that pass on the German, and then Jacobi started to fade, eventually down to 7th. He was even caught by the 32 of Van Donnik, who worked his way to an eventual 5th place. Latter stages of the race, Vial started to fade. Verlanderen got himself into 2nd. Maxime Renault got himself into 3rd with that pass on the 28 on the KTM. And then with 5 laps to go, Maxime Renault also made the move on Verlanderen to get himself into a 2nd place, a career best for the young French Yamaha rider. But it was race win number 20 for Jorge Prado. Renault came home 2nd, Verlanderen 3rd, Vial 4th, Van Donnik 5th. The overall Grand Prix belonged to Prado. His 10th straight win now, his 26th career victory. Vial on the podium with the 2nd and a 4th, and Verlanderen a 5th and a 3rd. His last podium was last year in Lockheed, where he finished 2nd. And because Olsen didn't finish race 2, Prado now has 78 points over the Dane. Vial has moved up to 3rd. Kiets now down to 4th.
It was a good race. I put away in the beginning and then I just put it in cruise control. We got a sketchy moment, so I decided to, take it easy and get the win. That's important. So super happy and ready for the next one.
MXGP race 2. This time it was Jeremy Seewer with his first Fox hole shot. He swept across everybody just to make sure. His teammate was at the inside of him, Fevre, but then he lost traction and went from 2nd to 8th place almost immediately. A poor start for the Frenchman, who was looking to capitalise on that crash from race 1. Seewer led, Geiser was 2nd, Jasikonis was 3rd. Arno Tonis, though, was quick to start making moves forward. He went from 5th to 4th and then quickly into 3rd as the race started to evolve. But before the end of the lap, Geiser was through into the lead with that pass on Seewer. Paul Land tried to get up the inside of Jonas, but the two touched. Van Hoorbeek fell from 7th place. He eventually came home in 10th on his Honda. Porsche Jonas eventually caught Jeremy Seewer, made that move for 2nd just after the halfway mark. And then Arno Tonas, who had already made a mistake, found his way past his teammate, or former teammate actually, but Swiss teammate for short, to move into third. Despite a comeback there from Seewer, Tonas hung on for third, couldn't do anything about Paul Jonas, who hung on for second position at the latter stages of the race. But it was Tim Geiser, win number 15 for the season. Jonas second, Tonas, Seewer and Fevrier top 5. Geiser, though, picking up his 23rd career victory, his 6th double moto win of the season. Tonas on the podium for the 6th time this year with the 2nd and the 3rd. Seewer, his 3rd place, gets him his 3rd straight podium as well. And Geiser now 7 wins in a row, 8 in a season. That's the 2nd longest Honda win streak in history. Geiser now has a 173-point advantage over Seewer, who is now 2nd.
Yeah, today I was really enjoying, both motos. First one, take whole shot and then make a gap and control the race. Second one, the start was not the best. I was 3rd and then pass 2 guys in front of me quickly in first lap or second, something like that. And then make a gap again and control the race. So I'm really happy.